Inga DeCarlo Fung Marchand, born September 6, 1978, better known by her stage name Foxy Brown, is an American rapper, model, and actress. She is best known for her solo work, as well as numerous collaborations with other artists in her brief stint as part of hip-hop group The Firm. Raised in Brooklyn, New York, her father Winston Marchand abandoned the family at a young age to pursue his career at ERAC Records. Her albums include Il Na Na in 1996, followed by Chyna Doll in 1999, and Grammy-nominated Broken Silence in 2001. She also performed on the 1997 self-titled album by The Firm, the only album to be released by that group to date. She has held an extensive arrest record and served some time in jail. After 2001, she continued recording verses for herself and other artists but did not release any albums. She left the Def Jam label in 2003, thus cancelling the release of her Il Na Na 2 album. However, she returned to the label in January 2005 after then Def Jam president and CEO Jay-Z signed her back to begin work on her new album Black Roses. In December 2005, she began suffering from hearing loss, which put her career on hiatus until the next summer. A few months after surgery, a fourth studio album, which originally was a mixtape, was released in May 2008. As of 2016, Foxy Brown has sold over 11 million records worldwide. Music career. Early career, 1994 to 1997. Il Na Na. The Firm. While still a teenager, Brown won a talent contest in the Park Slope neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York. Members of the production team Trackmasters who were working on Ol Cool J's Mr. Smith album were in attendance that night and were impressed enough to invite Brown to rap over I Shot Ya. She followed this debut with appearances on several RIAA Platinum and Gold singles from other artists, including remixes of songs You're Mackin' Me High by Toni Braxton. Brown was also featured on the soundtrack to the 1996 film The Nutty Professor, on the songs Touch Me Tease Me by Case and Ain't No Nigga by Jay-Z. The immediate success led to a label bidding war at the beginning of 1996. And in March, Def Jam Records won and added the then 17-year-old rapper to their roster. In 1996, Foxy Brown, Lil' Kim, Da Brat, and Total got together for the recording of Bad Boy's remix of No One Else. This was the only track that Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown appeared on together. The two were friends at the time. In 1996, Brown released her debut album Il Na Na to mixed reviews but strong sales. The album sold over 109,000 copies in the first week, and debuted at number 7 on the Billboard 200 album charts. The album was heavily produced by Trackmasters, and featured guest appearances from Jay-Z, Blackstreet, Method Man, and Kid Capri. The album went on to go platinum and launched 2 hit singles, Get Me Home, featuring Blackstreet, and I'll Be, featuring Jay-Z. Following the release of Il Na Na, Brown joined fellow New York-based hip-hop artists Nas, AZ, and Nature to form the supergroup known as The Firm. The album was released via Aftermath Records and was produced and recorded by the collective team of Dr. Dre, the Trackmasters, and Steve Commissioner, Stout of Violator Entertainment. An early form of The Firm appeared on Affirmative Action, from NA's second album. It was written, a remix of the song, and several group freestyles were in the album. Nas, Foxy Brown, AZ, and Nature present The Firm. The album entered the Billboard 200 album chart at number 1 and sold over 500,000 records and is RIAA certified gold. In March 1997, she joined the spring break festivities hosted by MTV in Panama City, Florida, among other performers including rapper Snoop Dogg, pop group The Spice Girls, and rock band Stone Temple Pilots. Later, she joined the Smock and Grooves tour hosted by the House of Blues with the headlining rap group Cypress Hill, along with other performers like Erykah Badu, The Roots, Outkast, and The Far Side. The tour set to begin in Boston, Massachusetts, in the summer of 1997. However, after missing several dates in the tour, she left it. 1998 1999. Chyna Doll. Chyna Doll was released in January 1999 and debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 album charts, which sold 173,000 copies in its opening week. However, its sales quickly declined in later weeks. The album's lead single, Hotspot, failed to enter the top 50 of the Billboard pop charts, as did the follow-up single, I Can't, featuring Total. Chyna Doll has been certified platinum after surpassing 1 million copies sold. In early 1999, Brown stated on The Ricki Lake Show that she would appear in the 2000 action film Charlie's Angels. The role, however, was ultimately recast after Brown's legal troubles. Actress Lucy Liu took Brown's place. 2000 to 2003. Broken Silence and Il Na Na 2. The Fever. In 2001, Brown released Broken Silence. The single, BK Anthem, showcased Brown changing to a street image and giving a tribute to her hometown, Brooklyn, and to famous rappers such as the Notorious B.I.G. and Jay-Z. The first single from the album was Oh Yeah, which featured her then-boyfriend, Jamaican dancehall artist Spragga Benn. The track, Nah and I Be Like, was produced by Kenya fame Flames Miller and Nokio from Drew Hill. Nah and I Be Like was also on the Blue Streak soundtrack. The album debuted on the Billboard charts at number 5, selling 130,000 units its first week. Like previous albums, Broken Silence also sold over 500,000 records and was certified gold by the RIAA. In the same year, Brown recorded a song for the action-comedy film Rush Hour 2, Blow My Whistle, which is a collaboration with Japanese-American singer-songwriter Hikaru Utada, and was written by Utada herself alongside Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo. The song is included on Def Jam's Rush Hour 2 soundtrack, which peaked the 11th spot on both the Billboard 200 and the top R&B, hip-hop albums, and also the first on the top soundtracks. Blow My Whistle was produced by the Neptunes. In 2002, Brown returned to the music scene briefly with her single, Stylin', whose remix featured rappers Birdman, her brother Gavin, Noon, and N.O.R.E. It was to be the first single from her upcoming album Il Na Na 2, The Fever. The next year, she was featured on DJ K-Slay's single, Too Much For Me, from his Street Sweepers Volume 1 mixtape. She also appeared on Luther Vandross' final studio album Dance With My Father. That April, Brown appeared on popular New York radio DJ Wendy Williams' radio show, and revealed the details of her relationships with Lyor Cohen, president of Def Jam Recordings at the time, and Sean P. Diddy Combs. Brown accused both of illegally trading her recording masters. She also announced that Cohen shelved her long-awaited fourth album Il Na Na 2, The Fever, over personal disagreements. Therefore, Stylin' was released on the compilation album The Source Presents Hip Hop Hits Volume 6 in December 2002. 2004 to 2006. Black Roses. Black Roses is the fourth studio album from American hip-hop artist Foxy Brown. The album was at first slated to be released sometime in July 2005 but was delayed due to sampling problems and lack of promotion from her former label, Def Jam Records. In an interview with Billboard.com on February 24, 2011, Foxy stated the album was back on track and she wanted to release it between August and September 2011. However, due to no material being released on the planned dates, yet again the album was delayed. Upon leaving Def Jam Records after her disappointment in the cancelled release of her studio album, Il Na Na 2, The Fever, Brown began recording in late 2004. Months after, she reunited with Jay-Z after performing dates on his Best of Both World tours. After signing back to Def Jam Records under his regime, Brown and Jay-Z began work on Black Roses with production by the Neptunes, Kanye West, Timbaland, Trackmasters, and Dave Kelly. Brown confirmed guest appearances by Barrington Levy, Dido, Luther Vandross, Mos Def, Baby Cam, Spragga Ben, Shine, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, KRS-One, Roxanne Shante, and Jay-Z, although it is uncertain whether all will make the final cut for the album. After suffering from a hearing loss and pushing back release dates for the album, Brown left Def Jam Records for the second time and launched an independent record label, Black Rose Entertainment, in a distribution deal with Cock Records. According to Brown, 2 albums worth of material had been recorded between 2004 and 2007 and she planned to release some of the material onto the Street album, Brooklyn's Don Diva. In November 2004, Brown announced that the title for her upcoming album would be Black Roses, explaining, "My best friend Barrington Levy has a song called Black Roses. He's been traveling all over the world and never seen a black rose in no other garden. When he found his black rose, he knew that shit was special. Y'all niggas can have all the female rappers in the world, but there's only one black rose. I feel that's me." Quote. In November 2004, Brown announced that she would be the first artist signed to Jay-Z's upcoming imprint record label, Carter Records, rather than launching the imprint. Though, Jay-Z became the new president and CEO of Def Jam Records, where he signed Brown as one of the first artists on his new roster. On December 8, 2005, Brown announced she had experienced severe and sudden sensorineural hearing loss in both ears and she had not heard another person's voice in 6 months. Brown put Black Roses aside during this time. In June 2006, Brown said her hearing had been restored through surgery and she was planning to resume recording. Her label did not set a release date, but hoped the album would be out by the end of 2006. They were unsure if the title Black Roses would be kept. In November 2006, there was speculation that Jay-Z was disappointed in Foxy Brown's lack of productivity on the album, and was planning to drop her from the Def Jam label. The planned December 2006 release of Black Roses was cancelled. On May 22, 2007, Black Hand Entertainment announced a management deal with Brown, with Chaz Williams as her manager. No release date was set for Black Roses, but Brown said the album was nearly complete. A release date of September 6, 2007, was announced 2 days later. On August 16, 2007, Black Hand Entertainment announced that Brown would leave Def Jam Records to launch an independent record label, Black Rose Entertainment, distributed by Cock Records. A Street album, Brooklyn Don Diva, was scheduled with a release date of December 4, 2007, but was delayed until May 13, 2008. Black Rose's release has been pushed back several times. In May 2005, the release date was set for July 26, 2005. The next month, it was pushed back to August 23, 2005. In July 2006, Black Roses had a December 2006 release. In May 2007, Brown announced the album would be released on September 6, 2007. As of August 2007, Black Roses was rumored to be set for a 2008 release date, but nothing was further confirmed. Brown was expected to first release the street album Brooklyn's Don Diva on May 13, 2008, following her April 2008 release from prison. In an interview with Billboard.com, Foxy stated that the album is back on track and she personally wants it to drop in August or September 2011. However, due to no material being released on the planned dates, yet again the album was shelved. 2007 present. Brooklyn's Don Diva and King Soon Come. Brown signed to Cock Records in August 2007. Brooklyn's Don Diva was released as a street album on May 13, 2008, after many delays triggered by her prison sentence. It contains two previously unreleased from her shelved album Il Na Na 2. The Fever. The album peaked at number 83 on the Billboard 200 chart, number 8 on the Independent Albums chart, and number 5 on the Top R&B Hip-Hop Albums chart. On August 14, 2012, Foxy Brown appeared as a special featured guest on Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday tour in New York City. Rapper AZ hinted that she is working on new material with Nicki Minaj. On August 15, 2013, Foxy Brown appeared on MTV Rap Fix and announced her fourth studio album, tentatively titled Bands Up, and a single of the same name, produced by Joe Millie, which was set to be released December 24, 2013, but was not released for unknown reasons. Brown is currently working on her fourth studio album, titled King Soon Come, which will be released in 2018. Personal life. She is of mixed Afro-Trinidadian, Indo-Trinidadian and Chinese Trinidadian descent. Around 2001, she was engaged to Sprague Ben. Brown suffered hearing loss from May 2005 to June 2006. During that time, she opted not to wear a hearing aid, and she had someone tap beats on her shoulder while she recorded music. In 2017, Brown gave birth to her first child, a baby girl. Legal troubles. Assault on hotel workers. On January 25, 1997, Brown spat on two hotel workers in Raleigh, North Carolina when they told her they did not have an iron available. When she missed a court appearance, an arrest warrant was issued and she finally turned herself in on April 30, 1997. She eventually received a 30-day suspended sentence and was ordered to perform 80 hours of community service. Obscene language on stage. On July 3, 1999, Brown was escorted off the stage by police at a concert in Trinidad and Tobago for using obscene language, but was neither charged nor arrested. In 2000, she announced she was suffering from depression and entered rehab at Cornell University Medical College for an addiction to prescription painkillers, in particular, morphine, at one point stating that she could not perform or make records unless she was on the drug. Car crash. Driving without a license. On March 6, 2000, Brown was arrested for driving without a license after crashing her Range Rover in Flatbush, Brooklyn. Confrontation with police at Jamaica Airport. Police threatened Brown with arrest following an altercation at the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston, Jamaica from July 26, 2002. She would be arrested if she ever returned to the country. Nicola White, clerk of the Kingston Criminal Court, told the New York Post that Brown illegally evaded a body search at the airport and punched a policewoman in the stomach. Brown's publicist, Marva Brito, argued that Brown felt that she was being detained at the airport. Originally, a hearing for Brown was scheduled for July 28, 2002, but Brown failed to show up. Thus, in late December 2002, an arrest warrant was set up for Brown, skipping the hearing. Amidst her legal troubles, Brown had an on-air argument with radio host Egypt on New York City radio station WWPR-FM Power 105.1. Assaulting store employee. BlackBerry incident. Other 2007 altercations. In March 2007, Brown pleaded guilty to assaulting a beauty supply store employee. Her other arrests during 2007 included leaving New York State without permission during probation, hitting a neighbor with a BlackBerry, and almost running over a stroller with a baby inside. The New York Times reported that Brown moved from Brooklyn to Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey, without informing officials. But Brown's lawyer Alan Stuckman stated that Brown's mother owned the Englewood Cliffs residence in question. Assault on two manicurists. Jail time. On August 29, 2004, Brown attacked two manicurists in Chelsea, Manhattan, during a dispute over a $20 bill that she refused to pay, and in April 2005 pleaded not guilty to assault charges and entered 3 years of probation, effective October 2006. For that incident, she would also take anger management classes. Female rapper Jackie O, in April 2005, alleged that she and Brown got into a physical altercation at a recording studio in Miami, Florida, saying that Brown came into the studio during her session and expected her, Jackie O, to bow down to her. The next month, Brown denied any such altercation in an interview with the Miami, Florida, hip-hop radio station WEDR. Joseph Tacopina, Brown's attorney, stated on December 6, 2005, that he could no longer communicate with Foxy Brown verbally due to her sudden hearing loss. Judge Melissa Jackson suspended Brown's assault case for 2 weeks. On September 7, 2007, New York Criminal Court Judge Melissa Jackson sentenced Foxy Brown to 1 year in jail for violating her probation that stemmed from the 2004 fight with two manicurists in a New York City nail salon. No mention was made during the trial by anyone about Brown expecting a baby. On September 12, 2007, her representatives stated the rapper was not pregnant in response to claims by her lawyer that she was. On October 23, 2007, Brown was given 76 days in solitary confinement due to a physical altercation that took place on October 3, 2007, with another prisoner, according to the prison authorities. Brown, the next day after the incident, was also verbally abusive toward correction officers and refused to take a random drug test. Prison authorities reported on November 27 that she was released from solitary confinement for good behavior, and Brown was finally released from prison on April 18, 2008, violation of order of protection. On July 22, 2010, Brown was arrested and charged with 1 count of criminal contempt, which is a Class E felony, the least severe, for violating an order of protection. The charge stems from an incident during the evening of July 21, 2010, in which it was claimed that Brown swore at and then mooned her neighbor Arlene Raymond. at whom she had thrown her BlackBerry in 2007. Following the BlackBerry incident, Raymond sought and received a restraining order against Brown. Following her arrest, Brown appeared in court where she pleaded not guilty to the charge and was released on a $5,000 bail. If convicted, she faced up to 7 years imprisonment. On July 12, 2011, the charges were dropped. Feuds. Lil' Kim. Once high school friends, Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown originally remained close despite becoming associates of clashing hip-hop groups Junior M, A, F, I, A, and The Firm, respectively. In 1995, they collaborated with Da Brat for the remix of No One Else by Total. The following year, they were featured in the Hot 97 NY fashion show, and additionally appeared on the covers of Source and Vibe. However, their first dispute developed after both of their debut studio albums were scheduled for release a week apart in November 1996. Media outlets additionally noted similarities between the sleeve covers of Kim's Hardcore and Brown's Il Na Na, where the two were shown wearing the same outfit. In 1997, the feud led to the deterioration of their friendship, and also resulted in the cancellation of a collaborative album, Thelma and Louise. Brown noted that the breakdown of their relationship was influenced by their conflicting entourages. They first attempted a reconciliation in 1998 after Kim called Brown and her mother after the two were held at gunpoint during a house burglary. In January 1999, critics noted the track My Life from Brown's second studio effort Chyna Doll for being an open appeal to Brown's friendship with Lil' Kim, in which she cited the relationship being lost for pride, but also contradicted herself after making attacks on pointed mistresses. Critics indicated the records were in subtle use to diss Lil' Kim, especially since during this time, Brown had been supporting Kim's rival Faith Evans in multiple interviews. In February 1999, a significant part of the media took note of Brown suddenly sounding exactly like Lil' Kim. In late May 1999, Lil Cease's Play Around, featuring Lil' Kim and Diddy, was released to radio airwaves and was set to be featured on Cease's debut The Wonderful World of Cease Leo. In the song, after Kim's guest rap, Diddy recites, "Stop trying to sound like her two bitches," a subliminal diss aimed at Foxy. The line spurred enough controversy that various media sources went on to remark, "It's finally coming out. Foxy Brown bites worse than a pit bull." Additionally, Kim's guest appearance on Mobb Deep's Quiet Storm remix, and her second album's title track, The Notorious K.I.M. quote, were released as diss records to Foxy Brown. Angered by Kim's response, Brown collaborated with longtime associates Capone and Noraga on the track, Bang, Bang. Quote, in the track, Brown mimicked Kim's interpolation of MC Lyte's 10% diss, and went on to recite, "You and Diddy, y'all kill me with that subliminal shit." Towards the ending of her verse, Brown attacked Kim's grieving for the loss of Biggie Smalls by remarking, "Let the nigga, Biggie, rest in peace, and hop off his dick, bitch to you." Quote, on February 26, 2001, at 3 p.m., when Lil' Kim had left New York radio station Hot 97, a shooting broke out. Over 20 shots were fired between two groups of 3 men. One of the men in the groups was Capone, one half member of Capone and Noraga, who was entering the Hot 97 building in promotion of interviewer DJ Clue's new album, The Professional 2, which happened to have also featured Kim. An affiliate, Efrain Ocasio, from Capone's entourage was shot in the back. Both parties from Kim and Capone denied any involvement in the shooting. However, a motive behind the shooting was later determined. Detectives informed the New York Daily News that it was a result of the verses Foxy Brown recited in Bang, Bang. Quote, distraught by the incident, Brown tried to reach out to Kim in hopes of settling a truce. Brown stated, I really don't know how it started, but Russell Simmons and we got together, and I said, Russell, I want to call a truce. I want to have a sit-down with Kim. I don't care what it is. Let's just end it. We can even do a collaboration. We're bigger than this. If it has to start with me, let it start with me. Brown even extended an olive branch to Kim's camp. However, Kim had cut all ties with Diddy and Bad Boy Associates and wanted no communication with Brown whatsoever. On July 6, 2005, Kim was sentenced to prison for 3 counts of perjury and 1 count of conspiracy. During the 4-year span leading up to Kim's sentencing, Brown and Kim began to exchange subtle diss records towards each other. Among them included Kim's La Bella Mafia, Quiet, and Guess Who's Back, and in turn, Brown's Il Na Na 2, The Fever, and various mixtape freestyles via Hot 97. In the midst of the diss records, Brown was interviewed by Doug Banks in 2003 to disclose any further details pertaining to her dispute with Kim. Brown claimed that Kim was allegedly jealous that Biggie wanted to make a trade with Jay-Z to include Brown in his Junior M.A.F.I.A. collective instead of Lil' Kim. Brown also added that a tell-all book disclosing the feud would be released on Christmas of 2003. In her final regards to the dispute, Brown stated, Kim is the only female artist that keeps me on my toes. She's the only one that I can look at. And any other artist that says they don't have that one person that keeps them driven is lying. Quote, following her release from prison, Lil' Kim no longer acknowledged Foxy Brown. Brown, on the other hand, has consistently targeted Kim as a prime basis in her music and concert venues since Kim's prison release. On May 17, 2012, Kim attended an interview with radio show The Breakfast Club. When asked about whether or not she had spoken to Brown at all in recent years, Kim claimed, I don't know her, and when I say that, I don't know who she is to these days. I wouldn't even know what her voice sounds like. Quote, Queen Latifah. A beef between Foxy Brown and Queen Latifah ensued in late 1996, when media reports indicated that Brown was a prime target in Latifah's diss record, Name Callin', which was featured in the movie soundtrack Set It Off. In response, Brown made allegations of Latifah checking her out at musical events and had even gone further to question Latifah's sexuality in various public radio interviews. In 1998, Brown released a diss record titled 10% Diss, where she continually questioned Latifah's sexuality and accused her of being jealous. By late spring of 1998, Latifah responded to Brown through another diss record titled Name Callin' Part 2. Quote, in the record, Latifah disses Brown about her heavy reliance on sex appeal, in which she implies that Brown has to rely on skimpy outfits to hide her half-assed flow. Foxy Brown retaliated back via a response diss record titled Talk to Me, in which Brown made fun of the ratings of Latifah's television talk show and went on to make various homophobic remarks to both Latifah and then newcomer Queen Pen. In 2000, both Brown and Latifah reconciled and squashed the beef. To show truce, Brown performed her song, Nah Nah Be Like, on the Queen Latifah show, Queen Pen. In 1998, A dispute between Foxy Brown and then-newcomer Queen Pen developed over Pen's controversial lesbian-themed single, Girlfriend. Brown, who took offense of the song's subject, spewed homophobic remarks to both Pen and former rival Queen Latifah via her diss record, 10% Diss. Quote, in response, Pen had reportedly stepped to Brown barefoot in the lobby of Nevada's Reno Hilton during the Impact Music convention and tried to slap and chase her down an elevator. The fight would later be broken up by Brown's associates Noraga and Cameron, resulting in a subjugation of the altercation. However, when Foxy Brown was accompanied by ex-lover Corrupt, Queen Pen coincidentally bumped into her again. The conflict was yet again subdued before any further physical contact could continue. In late 1998, Brown would release another diss track titled Talk to Me, which contained more homophobic remarks to Pen and Latifah. In 2001, Pen subliminally responded to the diss track via her record, I Gotcha, in which Pen rechristened Brown as a bum bitch, and later went on to make remarks about her being funny and fake, like a drag queen. Quote, although Pen insisted the song was not about Brown, she hinted, quote, you make a record about me. I make a record about you. Sooner or later I'm going to have to punch you in your face. Shortly after the track's release, the feud began to die down, and by August 2006, Brown publicly extended an olive branch to Pen, which reconciled and squashed the beef during an attendance at Russell Simmons' Hip Hop Summit. Corrupt. A dispute between Foxy Brown and her ex-fiancé Corrupt embroiled in 1999, when an alleged affair between Brown and a married DMX occurred during the pair's recording of Dog and a Fox from Brown's second set, Chyna Doll, 1999. Although both Brown and DMX dismissed the allegation as false, Corrupt released a diss track titled Callin' Out Names, which targeted the pair. On October 17, 1999, a shooting outside the Los Angeles studio of Corrupt and associate Daz Dillinger resulted in the murder of 23-year-old security guard Dwayne "Draws" Dupree. DMX, who was a suspect in the slaying, denied any involvement, and felt sympathetic towards the incident. The homicidal occurrence left a strain on Corrupt's and Brown's relationship, and in 2000 it was officially announced that the couple separated. In 2003, Foxy Brown blamed Eve for the reasoning behind the couple's breakup. That same year, Brown dissed Corrupt for making the breakup public for media attention, citing Corrupt's actions as bitch shit, adding, "This is who I was waking up to every morning. I never really understood how a man could disclose his relationship." Quote, Eve. In 1999, a dispute between Foxy Brown and Rough Riders recording artist Eve began to build up in the midst of Brown's alleged affair with Eve's former mentor DMX. Additional tensions surfaced when Eve subliminally dissed Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim on her records Let Me Blow Ya Mind, 2001, and Double R What, 2002, where she criticized the two for having ghostwriters and further solidified that she writes her own songs. In December 2002, Foxy Brown responded to the disses via her unreleased record, Get Off Me, in which she compared Eve to a Yorkie Terrier, dubbed her a jealous bum bitch, and criticized her Alicia Keys-assisted single, Gangsta Lovin'. That same year, Brown reportedly disapproved of even former friend Charlie Baltimore's Philly's Finest, a remake of Jay-Z and Notorious B.I.G.'s Brooklyn's Finest, in which she felt the two Philly-bred female rappers were disrespectful. Brown also stated that when she and Lil' Kim debuted on the music scene, Everybody all of a sudden wanted a female in their crew, adding that Eve wasn't doing that for DMX and Rough Riders, simply because it was just not believable. Quote, in December 2002, during her interview with Miss Jones, Eve responded to Brown's diss record, Get Off Me, stating that she was glad she could be an inspiration for Brown's ghostwriter. Eve also revealed that she had known Brown since 1997 and dubbed her a wankster and a miserable, jealous bitch. Eve lastly added, Ain't my fault. Foxy. Been out since '96 and her bank account looked the same. Do you, ma? You look weak. Do you? Quote, in April 2003, during her interview with Wendy Williams, Foxy Brown revealed that she hated Eve and cited her as the prime reason why she broke up with Corrupt because Eve made false allegations about the alleged affair between Brown and DMX. Brown later made derogatory comments about Eve throughout the interview, calling the rapper a poorly dressed nappy-headed blonde chick. Brown also added that she was sick and tired of Eve subliminally dissing her and Lil' Kim on records because she and Kim changed the game of hip-hop for female rappers. Quote, in September 2003, Eve dissed Brown on a record titled We're Back from former mentor DMX's album Grand Champ. Ya Rule. In October 2002, Foxy Brown dismissed reports of recording a track with rivals Nas and Ya Rule that was potentially a diss to Jay-Z. During a Thanksgiving week in 2002, while on Doug Banks in the Morning, Ya Rule stated that he couldn't stand Foxy Brown. Brown reportedly heard Ya Rule's comments via a radio interview while she was helping her mother around the house, going against her manager's wishes. During her own interview with Doug Banks, Brown informed Banks that she was flabbergasted by Rule's comments and criticized the hosts for setting her up by throwing her name in a manner like, "What do you think of Foxy?" Brown further solidified that she was angry at Rule's response, primarily because she never met him. The incident provoked Brown to record the unreleased Get Off Me. In the record, Brown targeted Ya Rule and even lashed homophobic remarks by denouncing Rule as a faggot-ass rap dude. In 2005, Ya Rule and his two bodyguards were initial suspects in the killing of Willie Bang Bang Clark, whom authorities linked as a revenge that stemmed back to a robbery case involving Foxy Brown's brother. In 2007, in the midst of Foxy Brown's indictment for assaulting a prisoner, radio hosts asked Ya Rule what his words would be toward Brown if he saw her in jail. Rule responded, "AWW man, hold your head ma, you'll be alright, shit." Quote, Remy Ma. A beef between Foxy Brown and Remy Ma originated in August 2004, when an interviewer noted to Remy, "Right now, it's a lack of female rappers in the game. Foxy don't got anything going on. Kim ain't doing nothing." Remy Ma responded, "How do I feel about them? Stay wherever they at. Don't drop a song. Don't do nothing. Let me be the only one. I'm having so much fun. I hope they never come out. Nah. I wish everyone the best of luck. Just don't drop when I drop. That's all I got to say. Matter of fact, just don't drop at all. It'll even be better." Quote, in September 2004, Remy recalled that after a rap battle with Lady Luck at Fight Club, her refusal to show some type of seniority or respect to Brown became one of the building blocks in the feud. Remy also recalled that during the incident the two were arguing over a future rap battle, where Brown declined and allegedly stated, "What? A battle? That's for beginners. We sell records in Brooklyn." Remy dissed the rapper, responding, When the last time you sold a record? Get the fuck out of here. I'd rather be a beginner that's on fire than be a washed-up veteran. Are you fucking serious? Don't try to degrade what I do. Remy additionally revealed that a prize of over $200,000, $100,000 from each participant, was offered to whoever won the rap battle. It was later determined that best friend Jay-Z suggested that Brown not engage in a rap battle with Remy because she's bigger than that. Another building block to the feud was Remy's recollection of her and Brown coincidentally being interviewed at the same events either before or after each other, where she would catch whim of Brown, subliminally dissing her by making statements like, "I've been doing this for years. These new chicks, they not on my level." Quote, in another event, specifically a baby fat after party, Foxy Brown intentionally tried to bump into Remy. The occurrence allegedly resulted in strands of Brown's weave getting caught in Remy's bracelet, causing Remy to snatch her wrist back and yank out the strands. Remy recalled that Brown in response kept it moving, despite a scuffle she had with regular girls in a bathroom over cutting in line. Quote, in late January 2005, Remy Ma allegedly punched Foxy Brown inside Island Def Jam Universal offices, roughly a few days after Brown subliminally dissed Remy during a venue at Jay-Z's Best of Both Worlds tour and allegedly dissed her during a Hot 97 interview segment with DJ Clue, where Brown dissed Remy on a mixtape track, We Hustle As, and questioned, "Who drives 645s? That's whack. We sell records. In New York, we don't just get on the radio station and pop shit." Quote, in February 2006, Remy Ma released a freestyle record, Most Anticipated, that contained slick comments about Brown's hearing problem, and stated that she didn't care if it was offensive because it was just good punchlines. In September 2006, Remy again joked about Brown's hearing, addressing to a radio show. Quote, now Foxy suddenly got her hearing back. I wanted to be the first to inform her that she's whack and old. Quote, in July 2007, during her interview with Sub-Zero magazine, Foxy Brown dissed Remy Ma, stating, when you lookin' at Fox, why, in Kim and sayin', damn y'all make me wanna rap. Well shit, you disappointing me cause you sound horrible. You look horrible. SoundScan is horrible after having one of the biggest records in the country. Lean back. My mother always told me this, if it walk like something, talk like something, act like something, then it is something. Brown also dissed Remy's recollection of their disagreement over the rap battle, addressing, some of these female rappers have the wrong approach. They wanna be my friend, and instead of approaching me like, hey, how you doing? You made me wanna rap. Another chick, Remy, yo, what up with that battle? And I'm looking at her like, you bum ass. No, I don't do that. I'm a businesswoman, baby. Single quote. In December 2007, Remy spoke more candidly on her dispute with Brown. She confirmed that although she disliked Brown as a person, she admitted she liked Brown's music and added that she was influenced by her and Lil' Kim. Remy later concluded her take on the feud by giving a shout-out to Brown's rival Jackie O and stating, if you look at every female that came out after Foxy Brown, or when she came out with Lil' Kim, Eve, me, Jackie O, it even got to Latifah. Like, how do you get in a fight with Queen Latifah? Like, are you serious? This chick is a problem. Quote, in March 2017, Brown released a diss titled Breaks Over, a track aimed at Remy and made in response to Remy Ma's Shether. which targeted Brown and her colleague Nicki Minaj. Jackie O. On April 24, 2005, an altercation occurred between Jackie O and Foxy Brown at Circle House Studios in Miami, Florida. Jackie O stated her refusal to bow down to Brown was the prime motive in the physical altercation. A day following the incident, she stated to MTV News, "I just know that yesterday I did not go there to get in no altercation. I went to work, and I did not know I would be winning an ass-kicking contest. You don't come to somebody's session acting like a clown. Something is seriously wrong with her. She's washed up. She needs to sit back and relax and retire. It ain't happening for her no more." Quote. O and Brooklyn native rapper Gravy were reportedly in Circle House Studios recording a track titled Menage. When in the midst, Brown and her business partner Fendi walked in and tried to negotiate to be a feature on the song. Brown, who was supposedly upset by the lack of welcoming in the studio, allegedly stated, "You don't know who the fuck I am. You need to bow down. That's what's wrong with y'all new rapper hoes." Following a lack of resolution, O claimed she had overheard Brown in the recording booth talking about her, allegedly ranting, "This bitch don't know. I'm about to slap the shit out of her." Days later, Foxy Brown was interviewed to give her take on the incident and denied all of Jackie O's claims. In response, Jackie O released a diss track titled TKO. Quote, "Other feuds." In 1996, Foxy Brown engaged in disputes with former MTV Real World contestant turned rapper Heather B. and Lady of Rage after Brown made explicitly derogatory comments about the two. In 1997, the pair dissed Brown in the unreleased DJ Premier produced The Setup, which was subsequently deleted from Lady of Rage's debut Necessary Roughness. 1997. The track also featured Def Jam recording artists Nikki D, who previously made a cameo in another Foxy Brown diss record, Name Callin', Part 1 Inch, and was reported to have a brief feud with Brown as well, and at one point had deemed Brown of being a really nasty bitch. Despite contrary reports, Lady of Rage would disclose in an interview that she never had any type of beef with Brown, and added that her former mentor Tupac pressured her to diss Brown and Lil' Kim due to Pac's dispute with Bad Boy Records. In 1998, Foxy Brown assaulted Vibe editor Daniel Smith at a restaurant for her inaccurate representation of Brown in a front-page story from the December 1998-January 1999 issue of Vibe. The story, which was Brown's first in-depth interview, contained exclusive details behind Brown's relationship with rival Lil' Kim and former associate Jay-Z. Content from the story provoked Brown to attack Smith by pulling her hair in outrage, ranting that the story was misconstrued. In late 1998, Brown was entangled in a feud with TLC member Lisa "Lefty" Lopez, where allegations of Brown sleeping with Lopes on and off boyfriend Andre Rison were brought forth to urban media attention. On January 2, 2002, 3 months before her death, Lisa Lopez disclosed to her fan site that she would whoop Foxy's ass, adding that, "I don't advocate violence. Nobody's better than my persona, N-I-N-A." Additional controversy later developed between Brown and Lopes' protege Anita Reid, in which Brown made obscene comments toward the black vocalist in her song 7/30 Inches from her third album, Broken Silence, 2001. Brown attacked Reid primarily for her engagement with then-boyfriend Corrupt and informed Reading the diss record that he was off-limits. Brown additionally went further as to make death threats toward Reid, reciting, I'll Hurt You Till You're Dead Inside. In July 2001, during a candid interview with MTV News, Natina Reid responded to Brown's disses, disclosing, in 2000, Brown alongside Lil' Kim were dissed by hip-hop pioneer MC Lyte in the collaborative record, Where You At Mama? Quote, in which she disapproved of the pair using her 10% diss record, specifically the line, Hot Damn Ho Here We Go Again, as a basis for their diss songs. In December 2002, Brown was reportedly upset when Jay-Z replaced her with Beyoncé on the then-planned collabo, 03, Bonnie and Clyde. In a mixtape recording from DJ Woo Kid's SVA Live 2003, Brown attacked one of Jay's verses from the Bonnie record, rapping, quote, and what the fuck wrong with him? Jay-Z, I don't wear Burberry in the pool. I rock Cavalli to swim. Quote, in February 2010, Brown dissed Jay, Lil' Kim and former friend Trina in an unreleased record, Let EM Know. In May 2013, Brown announced ongoing rumors that she dissed Jay-Z at a baby shower, allegedly revealing that Jay was a tranny chaser and had given her an STD. Brown criticized the false reports as fictitious, disgusting, disrespectful, and malicious, and had even threatened legal action against its gossip source Media Takeout. In late 2002, Brown attacked former friend Charlie Baltimore after discovering her duet, Philly's Finest, with rival Eve, adding that it was a disrespect for Philly chicks like Baltimore and Eve to remake Biggie and Jay-Z's Brooklyn's Finest. In 2003, Brown engaged in a brief feud with former Timbaland protege Maz Jade after Jade accused Brown of relying on ghostwriters. In December 2010, Jade stated that the current relationship with her and Brown was whatever, adding that Brown doesn't want beef. On that note, in April 2003, during an interview with Wendy Williams, Foxy Brown dissed former colleague Nas, revealing that she and AZ regularly nicknamed him King Cobra, adding that he was a slithery snake. In February 2009, 50 Cent dissed Brown in his record Try Me, where he made references of Brown's sexual relationship with ex-boyfriend Rick Ross. Brown shot back at 50 and released a statement, informing the rapper that he had less than 24 hours to retract that statement as she's going to handle him, Brooklyn style. 50 Cent in response satirized Brown's signature weave hairstyles via a viral video where he described Brown as a motherfucking bitch hoe and vowed to beat and slap her. In November 2010, Foxy Brown dubbed Nicki Minaj a liar for her false recollection of Brown having a conversation with her about Lil' Kim. On November 26, 2010, Brown released a diss track titled Hold You, which targeted Minaj and Kim, in which Brown made references of Minaj being a fake pop style. In the summer of 2012, Brown and Minaj ended their dispute and surprise dissed Lil' Kim during a venue at Minaj's Pink Friday tour, just roughly a month following Kim's venue featuring her and various female rappers during her Return of the Queen tour. Brown and Minaj were additionally set to hold a venue during the Hot 97 Summer Jam 2012 that would feature a funeral for Kim, but the pair pulled out last minute due to a dispute involving Summer Jam headliner Peter Rosenberg, who criticized Minaj's Starships for being the most sellout song in hip-hop history. Katy Perry Bullshit Not Hardcore Hip-Hop. Discography. Solo albums. Il Nana, 1996. Chyna Doll, 1999. Broken Silence, 2001. Black Roses. Foxy Brown album, 2004. King Soon Come, 2018. Collaboration albums. The Firm. The album. With The Firm. 1997. Filmography. Notes. Foxy Brown. Rapper. At DMOZ. Foxy Brown on Reverb Nation.